Raindrops fall in slow motion. Heavy bass shakes the devotion. Our daily drip shows emotion. Pouring knowledge, pure explosion. Jam Jones, plain Dame on the mic. Candy coated wisdom every night. Subscribe, scribe, tune in, we'll ignite. We out here shining bright. Every word like raindrops falling. Trippy beat keeps on calling. Audience minds, we're enthralling. In this group, we're all ballin'. Jam Jones, plain Dame on the mic. Candy coated wisdom every night. Subscribe, scribe, tune in, we'll ignite. We out here shining bright. Knowledge pouring, it's a flood. Words like diamonds in the mud. Connecting minds, we understood. This daily drip, it's in our blood. Knowledge pouring, it's a flood. Words like diamonds in the mud. Connecting minds, we understood. This daily drip is in our blood. Jam Jones and plain Dame on the mic. Candy coated wisdom every night. Subscribe, scribe, tune in, we'll ignite. We out here shining bright. Knowledge pouring, it's a flood. Words like diamonds in the mud. Connecting minds, we understood. This daily drip, it's in our blood. Jam Jones and plain Dame on the mic. Candy coated wisdom every night. Subscribe, scribe, tune in, we'll ignite. We out here shining bright. Jam Jones and plain Dame on the mic. Candy coated wisdom every night. Subscribe, scribe, tune in, we'll ignite. We out here shining bright. Under moonlight glow, the vibe is tight. Jam and Dame on the mic till the break of night. We bring the heat while the city's asleep. News so deep, it'll make your soul weep. Late night trip, come and take a sip. Art squad's here, let your thoughts flip. We break it down, what it means to you. Suburb fam is the thing to do. Late night trip, come and take a sip. Art squad's here, let your thoughts flip. We break it down, what it means to you. Suburb fam is the thing to do. West Coast breeze runs through the sound. We live the stories that shake the ground. Catch the whispers, the truth untold. Stay locked in while the night unfolds. Jam brings the fire, Dame lays it smooth. Together they groove with the latest moves. Odd squad rolling, we in the zone. Tune in, fam, you're never alone. Late night drip, come and take a sip. All squads here, let your thoughts flip. We break it down, what it means to you. Sub up, fam, is the thing to do. Late night drip, come and take a sip. All squads here, let your thoughts flip. We break it down, what it means to you. Sub up, fam, is the thing to do. Behind the lights where the stories thrive.
Raindrops fall on city pavement, washing secrets in the dark. Daily drip, the crowd's amazement. Knowledge streaming comes to spark. Thunder in the nighttime sky.
Get them ready. What up? What up? What's going on? It is your gracious, extra bodacious. We're gonna use some old words going in here. Welcome to the Daily Drip Show. This is Cassius Pay, and we don't have Dame today, but he might come in a little bit later. But we do have Jimmy Jams.
Hi y'all, it's me, Jim Jones here in the flesh to give y'all this drip on this Friday. We can't be, skipping out on y'all, so make sure that we keep it consistent. With that being said, make sure y'all go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already. Happy that you're here with me on this super duper late night drip. Well, with these strings, this super duper late night drip. We're gonna get into a little bit of news and politics and a little bit into like the mess and bring that on back into what's going on and why we do it. What are you doing over there? Making all kind of noises. And with me is Cash Advance. Cash is Pay. Don't call him Cashless. Cash is Pay. Shout it out. We need to get a
Way the economy going right now. I need to hold on to all my coins, every last.
that Dave Chappelle when he has to take the
My
money.
money. Oh,
All
shit.
right, y'all. So very much appreciate you. Appreciate the support we've been getting on the shorts and the videos. If you have, make sure you go check it out. Also, we have a community page. Make sure y'all hit those polls. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. And if you don't like it, use your vote, because then we'll do more or less of what it is that the people, aka the Odd Squad, say that they're into. So enough of the intro. Let's get messy with the news, what y'all really care about. We're going to go ahead and hit the ground running with the people's briefing. So, tariffs, they're hitting the gamers. So, first off, can we talk about tariffs pulling up like the final boss in Mario Kart? Because I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for this. So, if you haven't seen it, bam. Shout out to the content creator who made this originally. Oh, I don't know if it's like gonna play. I think we're struggling over here. Got a little bit of a so while it's getting ready. Y'all know game consoles are already incredibly expensive. If you own an Xbox, let me look up how much it's running for. How much? Drop some drip in the comments. Y'all know how much an Xbox costs right now? Let's see. Online it's saying, ooh, baby, the controllers is running $70. Does this say a 2 terabyte Xbox Series X is $730? Xbox Series is $600. The Series X 1 terabyte digital edition is $550. So that's an Xbox. So Xbox is running for that. Keep that in mind as we're talking about, in this instance, of PlayStation. So tune in.
Market. So now Sony has announced that as of tomorrow, August 21st, it will be raising its prices of all PlayStation models. As of today, August 20th, they posted this about 2 hours ago. And it says, Similar to global businesses, we continue to navigate the challenging economic environment. As we all know, all the tariffs have been coming into effect. As a result, we've made the difficult decision to increase the recommended retail price for the PlayStation 5 consoles in the US starting August 21st. This comes after Nintendo announced earlier this month that they were going to be increasing the prices for the OLED, the Switch Lite, and the regular Switch. With Nintendo, it obviously varies depending on which system you decide to get, but they did mention that the Switch 2 will not be going up in price. As for PlayStation, it doesn't really matter since they are going to be raising the prices by $50 across all models. They didn't mention anything about controllers and other accessories, but Nintendo was quick to mention that they will be increasing the prices to some accessories, including the Alarmo and Amiibo. So as for PlayStation, it's only the systems for now. That's we know of. But let me know what you think in the comment section below and follow for more gaming content.
So I'm seeing online. I know they're supposed to go up right now. I'm seeing you can still get them at Walmart for like 450. So depends on what kind of edition. Like some of them are running like 770, 550, 650, 450. So drop some drip in the comments. Y'all running out getting these game systems. Do y'all believe that it's the tariffs that's driving this cost up? Or do you think that this is a money grab or something else? Let us know. Let me give a little story, a little background. I grew up very much a gamer. My entire family plays video games. When I was a kid, my parents played video games. Like they would occasionally hop on, Nintendo with the Mario, giving y'all a little insight into what kind of gaming system I play, like Super Mario 3, Super Mario, Ninja Turtles used to go off. I even played Mike Tyson Punch Out. What's up? Drop some drip in the comments. Y'all was out there playing Mike Tyson Punch Out? Classic. And so I grew up with gaming systems. So I had a Nintendo, I had PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. I don't have a PlayStation 5. I've had the Xbox, Xbox One, Xbox 360. I think they remade the 360 or something like that. I've had a ton of game consoles, and every time they make a new game console, it just always costs more. So I'm not surprised. But what I am surprised about is when did the PlayStation 5 come out? Because normally it's like when it first dropped. Now, the PlayStation 5 was released November 12th of 2020. This console is almost 5 years old. That's crazy. We going up in prices on stuff that's old for a game console. I mean, drop some drip in the comments. Y'all think it's y'all paying 550 for that? Cash is pay. You paying 550 for a game console that's 5 years old? Come to me. So drop some drip in the comments. Just wanted to give my gamers a little bit of.
Oh, okay. I was muted. My bad on my own mic. So, yeah, the answer was no.
I was drinking some whiskey. You not even paying no attention.
Oh no, no. It's only water this way. I got goals up in here. You know what I'm saying? Up in here, up in here. But back to what I'm saying.
R.I.P.
Nah.
DMX.
Yes, indeed. But RIP to the PlayStation too, because whoever already got it, unless somebody baby mama took theirs and they gotta go and re-up. Ain't nobody going to go get a new old console for a higher
5
price.
years. 5 years is a long time. Do you believe the tariffs?
I'm gonna go ahead and check out that GameStop game
Stock.
yeah, GameStop stock.
Got you.
Because that's what's gonna happen. That resale during this Christmas time gonna be crazy.
Drop some drip in the comments. Y'all getting a PlayStation 5? Y'all got somebody gonna buy? Matter of fact, you gonna throw it out there like, what you want for Christmas? PlayStation 5.
So yeah, and then they add, and just for good measure, it's gonna be a tariff ad, but also a discount on it because I don't know if anybody out here is seeing what's going on. It ain't going on like it went on, a couple years back. So there's a lot that needs to be looked at.
Yeah, that's crazy. I won't be in the PS5. I'm not doing that. I'm just not. Let's see if we got a comment. They definitely should have waited until tax season to raise prices. Yeah, but I don't think that they
That would have
cared.
been extra smart. That would have been smart.
I bet, but you know what? I bet you they do. I bet you they say, well, with increasing cost of living and the way to manufacture it, now it's going to be $625 for a PlayStation 5. Who knows? I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm not doing that. I could spend dang near that on a used motorcycle or something, like something that I could actually, take outside and mess with and resell for close to the amount. I can't do that on a PlayStation. Everybody already got it. Who gonna get it?
I saw a separate video where the person was just like, if you did not have an incentive to build a PC, now you got one. So
That
that's
is
another
very true.
alternative. Like, go ahead and build it. You
Yeah,
ain't hear that from me.
they are killing the consoles. With
Sony don't come after me.
the
They ain't hear
games.
that from me.
No, I mean it's just whoever games for real. Like they going on Steam and whatever else, and just the graphics are better. More games are available. Cross-platform type of deal where you don't have to do all of that. It makes sense. I'm just, I work on computers. I'm not trying to then go and game on one, but man, I get the allure of it. It's
Shoot, but
just
for $550, I'm gonna go ahead and head out
yeah, you can build a really good computer
for
for that amount.
$550.
Yeah, you can do that if you're going to build and put all the parts together and all that. You can come up on a lot of good high items, especially with closeouts. There's liquidations, people who don't know what they got, all kind of stuff. So yeah, we don't gotta delve
No,
on
we
this
can
too
go
much.
to
But shout out to Joe
so
for that comment.
yeah. Only a smart person would think about maybe tax time. I was gonna talk up next was the redistricting, but I think I want to talk about this Bill Gates butter. Because I don't know if I want to talk about the redistricting. It's been so much that's happened. So long story short, y'all, drop some drip in the comments if you're from Cali or
Hey,
Texas.
that's Texas, yeah.
Cali is pushing something too, and that's why I don't really want to talk about it yet till they figure out what they're gonna do. But Cali has something on the books to redistrict the state as well, which is crazy. So we'll get to that maybe next week once things kind of settle. Let's talk about this Bill Gates butter. Yes, Bill Gates out here making butter from carbon. I can't believe it's not dairy. I can't believe it's Bill, but I can believe it's Bill because Bill Gates is always trying to reinvent, flip it, and reverse it, re-engineer it, and I don't know what he's doing with it. Take with that as you will. Shout out to the master investor.
Company to make butter out of carbon, going time back into our episode from last week of food products being made. I mean, he has the mosquitoes in Africa already. I think Bill Gates' evil villain arc just keeps getting more interesting. He's turned into Mr. Burns in front of our eyes.
It looks, smells, and tastes like the butter we're all familiar with, but without the farmland, fertilizers, or emissions tied to that typical process. And this butter breakthrough, it's happening right here in Batavia. In the middle of an industrial park in a suburb west of Chicago, something unprecedented is happening.
This gas right now to cook your food. And we're proposing that we would like to first make your food with that gas.
The company is called Savor, and you better believe it. Their pioneering tech uses carbon and hydrogen to make the stick of butter you see on this plate.
It's pretty novel to be able to make food that looks and tastes and feels exactly like dairy butter, but with no agriculture whatsoever.
And no long ingredient list the average person can't pronounce.
It's really just our fat, some water, a little bit of...
we can pause it or not. Really quick so we can transform it before we continue. That's interesting. So if you don't follow the master investor, shout out to him. We've referenced him in the past. Bill Gates is, if I'm not mistaken, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. He now has stake in Coca-Cola. He is slowly but surely buying up all of these different things.
I believe also Beyond Beef. So yeah. I know. Look at you.
I know, and now I can't even eat that no more. Because look, if you tell me that he bought into it, I can't
Um,
do it.
but yeah, is if people are familiar with old school movies, we are getting closer and closer to what was called Soylent Green. Why am I a nerd and I know about this movie? I don't know. But Soylent Green is the old school movie, pretty dang on good to watch even today. Um, where it's dystopian future, or yeah, it's supposed to be set in the future,
Mm.
and Soylent Green is the food that everyone has to eat, and it's kind of like all of your you know
Is that the one where
movies
it
of
was like
that
the
day.
pill and you eat the pill and that's like your nutrients for the day?
I don't believe it was a pill,
Okay,
but
there's a show that was
yeah,
like that too, where they didn't
yeah,
have enough resources, and so everybody took a pill.
yeah. And then like when you're scheduled to die, you're scheduled to die and all that. And then homeboy found out Soylent Green, it's people, it's people. And
Oh,
that's
that makes
how it.
sense. That's why you'd be scheduled to die because they'd have to remake it with that. Ooh,
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
yikes.
the same. Matrix. Basically, everyone was eating each other because the people were being reconditioned, re
Repurposed?
repurposed
Yeah,
and put into everybody else and all that
it's
kind of
gross.
stuff.
It's very gross.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it's
taking
very gross.
away the food sources when there's so much land that still can be able to be agricultured is a diabolical thing. So
I mean, my thing is like, I mean, I'm no, chemist. I'm no, I'm not the brightest candle in the cake. I'm just a chick y'all hearing online that's got experience in the things that I have experience in. However, I don't know if I want to eat carbon.
well,
Like
I
there's
mean,
when I just
you're
think about
essentially
like,
getting ready to eat some basically petroleum products. We already been eating stuff made from carbon. Carbon's in anything. So they're just trying to treat it like elemental type of stuff. But I still do not like this particular
but
uh
also it's even saying like it's not particularly plentiful. So we're now exchanging, we're creating butter out of something that is not like there's like a fast way to keep making carbon from what. Look, drop some drip in the comments. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
I
But
can't believe it's not butter too.
right, like literally part two. Drop some drip in
Yeah,
the comments. Y'all about to eat this butter that Bill Gates trying to sell y'all?
it ain't isn't but the thing is it's not for us. It's for your kids and your kids later on. That's who it's for. That's exactly who it's for because we know what real butter looks and tastes like. Just like we know
So
what real meat looks and tastes like,
so
and at
let's
some point,
let's just be honest here.
yeah,
The elephant in the room. Drop some drip in the comments if you disagree with this. The elephant in the room is that there's something going on with the cows. If you really think about it, at every point in the past, I don't know, maybe ever since the mad cow disease situation that happened. I believe that was I might have been a kid when that happened, like initially. But ever since the mad cow disease debacle happened, they've been finding ways to not use cows. Like any way they can, right? The fake meat came out, we were talking about carbon VSP, like shove my toast up a car exhaust, I guess. I mean,
exactly. That's
might
what you
as
be
well.
doing.
Eh. I'm just saying, like, I don't have any scientific proof on this. Don't drag me through this, but it sure seems like we're doing a whole lot of rigmarole to not use cows in anything that's a byproduct of cows. That's strange to me. I remember before mad cow disease was like a thing that was blowing up, they were really pushing milk. And they always pushed milk prior to that, from what I understand. Boomers, shout out to the boomers. I'm sure when y'all were kids, like milk was like the thing you had to have. Like they had all those milk advertisement and stuff. And like, if you think about it, do you really see milk advertisements? You know, like got milk. Remember
milk
when they said milk
mustache and all that.
mustache? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like now you don't even see that. That's strange. And they used to also have when we were younger, like a lot of like meat advertisements of like you see all the different stuff about like, oh, cook a steak. Like all the movies would have, if it was fancy schmancy, they would have the different steaks that they had. So they don't really even do that anymore. Like it's crazy if you think about how we've like
Eating real steak
disassociated from
is a
cows.
delicacy, and it is subject for those who are affluent. I'm gonna use big people words because why? People put meat bits together with glue these days. So that's another thing that's gross as all get out because certain chops of meat is bad and all of that. You're gonna have to go back to the basics if you want to be healthy, and that is going to an actual butcher, probably getting a half a cow, something like that, and just putting it in the deep freezer and get what you get. You can do that if you're into meat, if you're into pork, chicken, whatever. It's going to have to go back to those types of days
Shout out to the
because
butchers. Shout out to the farmers.
the ones that aren't getting sued by Monsanto and all of that kind of stuff. We going a little bit too deeper than where I'm probably trying to go,
Yeah,
but
I wasn't gonna go that far. I'm just saying I just
yeah,
find it. All I wanted to say is that I just find it strange. Like, cause I actually until this very moment didn't think about how much we really used to push cow and cow products and like in byproducts,
yep.
and
Shout
we
out
just stopped.
right that one. Yep.
Taco Bell meat can't be called meat anymore. It's called
Uh-huh.
taco filling. Well, what's the other?
Yeah.
What's the other 60% made of?
Probably soy
You know
and
what?
something else. Yeah, go ahead. Eat that bean burrito with the with meat in it. Go ahead. Yeah.
You might as well get the vegetarian one. You might as well get the black
Why?
beans
It
in.
ain't gonna be real cheese. Just like you go to Subway, you think that you gonna get that some of that foam bread. You
So,
know?
like I said, my thing is that I didn't have that epiphany till just now. Is that it's interesting that we've like kind of like disassociated ourselves from cows. Like in the past, what, like 30 years, 20, 30 years? It's like been a slow progression of like disassociating from cows. Um, Sand, water, and fillers, that's what's in
Oh
it.
yeah, and like and some of this stuff, wood pulp is allowed to be put into your meats and stuff like that, and it's
That's
considered
nasty.
organic too. So
That's
shout
nasty.
out to that sawdust. Eat for real. Yeah, that's
All
what you
right,
get to
so
eat.
y'all see the pattern. Whenever folks do wild stuff, consequences spin the block. So let's talk about the aftermath. So let's go ahead and get into some a little bit lighter. Let's talk about y'all girl RiRi, because AI out here being bold with her identity. She said, "Nah, I'm about to sue y'all, and I ask y'all questions later. What's up? Y'all here playing with Rihanna's face, likeness, body, in different stages of her life, which is wild. It's wild."
Well, that's making it where everything's fair game. Well, I'm gonna push play though. Let me go ahead and do that.
No wonder Rihanna's lookalike is facing a $12 million lawsuit. Most people didn't notice, but Priscilla Beatrice, the viral Rihanna impersonator,
Can
just
tell slightly it's not her.
and it might cost her up to $12 million in endorsement deals. Priscilla used to be a school teacher, but her striking resemblance to Rihanna made her go viral on TikTok, where she gained over 5.7 million followers. She
That's
could
crazy.
recreate Rihanna's hair and makeup in just 30 minutes. She even mimicked Rihanna's pregnancy look, complete with
That's
matching
nasty.
tattoos. But then things got out of control. She began lip syncing to Rihanna's actual vocals, staged fake concert tours pretending to be her, and even showed up at Paris Fashion Week with backup dancers, trying to pass as Rihanna without an official invite. The craziest part? She claimed to be a Fenty ambassador and accepted sponsored deals under that image, charging up to $100,000 per post. Now Rihanna has had enough. She's
That's
officially
crazy.
suing Priscilla, demanding damages and revoking her rights to use Rihanna's music. No wonder.
That's crazy. So not only do you have to worry about your actual face, name, and likeness, you got people out here basically being AI on people and then she's probably also taking the ability to use AI to even make some of those other things pop more like her. That's crazy.
She doesn't have to use AI to go somewhere in person to do
But she's
backup
doing brand
dancers.
stuff and stuff like that too.
No, exactly. Like, it's ridiculous. So yeah, Joe.
Not you calling her the carbon butter of Rihanna. She is actually, yeah.
Shoot, cheaper too. If I'm a promoter, if I can get that off, who knows? It's times it's hard out here. So I discount
I'm
them
just
tickets.
saying. I mean,
And
$100,000.
it'd be like Rihanna. That's it. That's who. That's who.
She over there doing all that stuff from the whatever.
We
You
was
even see. To me, it's taking it too far when you're gonna impersonate her pregnancy look. Like, don't do that.
That's because she looked like she was on the bigger side of things. You know what I'm saying?
She
But
did not look bigger.
yeah, okay, I ain't going back. But yeah, it was a little bit of that midriff was mid drunk around there. So moving on.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and we're going to. I'm trying to look for what I'm looking for right here.
When the sun shines, we shine together.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah.
So drop some drip in the comments. If y'all Rihanna, y'all doing?
Right, because
Would y'all
somebody
leave it
was like,
alone?
I ain't like how you was over there lip syncing at your concert 2 weeks ago, RiRi. What are you talking about?
She probably like, I
He was
was
in Indiana
pregnant.
last week, right?
She stayed pregnant. She probably was like, how was I there if I'm pregnant? I was
Indiana.
giving birth.
I ain't did a damn club in Indiana.
And I think she's pregnant right now. She's like super pregnant right now. Like she's been pregnant for like the past couple years.
Right.
Like you think she was going out there doing all them dances? It's crazy. So
yeah, and I mean, shout out to I can't believe it's Rihanna, because she making she running up the bag real quick to hit this impersonation lick. I feel it. What she should have did, she should have reached out to her, and they should have conspired together in order to do that. Where you got your doppelganger, and then you go to this concert on this side of the world. I go to this concert on this side of the world.
Rihanna got $1 billion. She ain't.
But shoot, you do you doubling up on a $100 million tour. You can't pay. I don't care if you got $1 billion. You're not gonna pass up on $200 billion. Not where you can be on both sides of the world at the same time. You do it in China.
Hit up
and then
Cassius
you be
Pay.
in
He's trying to
Miami.
be your manager. You trying to be
I'm
your
not.
manager. You say you get
I'm not
your
trying to do
bag
it,
up, baby.
because that's fraud. I ain't trying to do that. But they can do it.
Wow.
See where it go.
Okay, so hold on. Before we go into the rewind and rethink,
I think there's some people who've actually done that. To be
is
honest,
that fraud? Like that's my question. Like, I don't think that's technically fraud. Like you came to see a performer, right? You paid to see someone perform the song. Would you be mad if you went to see Chris Brown and it was Leroy Brown? Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
it'd be, like Chris Green or Chris Purple, something like that.
But technically, Chris Purple, that's funny. But technically, if Chris Brown signed off on it, then you got Chris Leroy. I don't.
No,
Can you?
that's
If he
the
signs
epitome
off
of
on his like,
outsourcing. I'm not feeling that.
But if he signed off on his name and likeness, technically, is that illegal?
Yeah, it's
Is
illegal
it?
to my pockets, because I'm not
Just
gonna
don't go
pay
next
top
time.
dollar. I was like, I came to see Chris Brown, not Chris Tan. And if Chris Tan is up there, this is an Asian dude. So hold on, he got all the moves and the voice just like him, But if you squint your eyes a little bit and you look to the left, he almost like Chris Brown. Well, you can almost get my money then. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, you would be mad, but technically, would any of those promoters have to give you your money back? I don't know. That's a good question. Drop some drip in the comments. Y'all mad?
If you sign a disclosure by purchasing them tickets, yeah, you getting got, because that's a legal thing. But nobody would ever go to a concert again. It'll be over with.
That's how you go out, I guess. But you would never be able to do that again, because like if if you did that in two cities, you wouldn't be able to do it 2 cities in the same time anyways because of social media, right?
No,
They
I
would know you
wouldn't do
can't
it
be split.
exactly at the same time.
But
I would do them a couple hours apart. Why?
but
Because I can do my daytime show over here and my nighttime show in Dubai or whatever, and get the real money while I'm going somewhere else. Well, my doppelganger
drop
is
some drip in the
getting it
comments.
in.
Y'all over here, if y'all went to go see
Shoot. You know
I'm
how many
trying to
people
think
impersonated Michael Jackson at the time? He
a
should have did
ton.
that with about, and there was no internet.
They should
Man,
have, yeah. But I mean,
it's like you
drop
go
some
to
drip in the
Michael Jackson
comments.
school, you
Would
graduate.
y'all be mad? I'm trying to think
You know you got a job. You got a
who's
job for
touring
me.
who's touring that everybody's watching. I'm trying to think who. Well, Kendrick and Drake are both touring right now. Let's say you went to one of them concerts, whichever team you own, and you got Kendrick Lamar, but it's like 6'5" Kendrick Lamar, and then you got Drake, which is dark skinned Drake. You mad? You
Okay, you
mad?
being egregious with that. No, they gotta look like and sound like whoever it is. You gotta put the effort in. You
Wow.
you doing like one of
You
those,
got
like,
the
was it Michael
braids?
Trapson or whatever, where homeboy don't look nothing like Michael Jackson. We been trying.
Drop some drip in the comments. Y'all taking legal actions? What would y'all do? Let me know. What would y'all do if you show up and it's not the performer? What would y'all do? All right.
People
So
go to
go.
impersonation concerts all the time.
Yeah, but that's
Out.
different when you sign up knowing you going. But if you
Yeah,
really pay, that's like going to a Beyonce concert and it wasn't Beyonce.
exactly. I'm pretty
They
sure that's
would
happened
they
more than once.
they would rage
Say,
out.
I don't
I'm
think
pretty
you're
sure.
ready for this jam. It's
I'm
not a
pretty
jam.
sure. I'm pretty sure they would rage out. I'm pretty sure
I
it
don't
would be
think you're
bad.
ready for this fruit spread.
Oh no, no. All right. So rewind and rethink. So let's hit the rewind button because sometimes looking back makes you wonder why we even did that in the first place. So that's what this segment is about. Let's talk about AOL. Now, I know a lot of y'all thinking AOL, I thought that died back in like the early 2000s. No, y'all, AOL finally pulled the plug. Some of y'all, but hold on. So some of y'all who are a little bit younger never experienced like y'all never experienced none of that. So you may not in the what was the sound used to be doom doom right when people would message you, y'all would never experience like the anticipation of like
With
waiting
that white
to
voice, you've got mail.
you've got mail. Yeah. Oh yeah,
Say,
there it is, the
hey,
dial up right there.
what's your aim, girl?
And then don't let you try to get online and it fails and like it only loads up to like the second one and you never get to the third one and you were in the middle of a chat and now you can't get back on talking to whoever it was you were talking to. You had to write down what their AOL name is. OG Tender, that's funny.
Oh yeah. Mom, get off the phone.
Yeah, and then you couldn't even be so
Hang
let
up the
me
phone, Mom.
I'm sure at this point people probably know it like we don't care about your old stuff, but whatever. You could not be on the phone and use the dial-up because the dial-up is using the phone line for you to be actually on the internet. It wasn't like a separate thing like it is now. And so, anyways, AOL is definitely the OG, and it is finally going to be discontinued. I drop some drip in the comments. Y'all got fond
So your
memories
great
of
granddaddy
AOL?
can't. Your great granddaddy is over with for the internet for him. He can't do it no more. He couldn't watch or look at a damn thing. He was like, people try to send me these pictures and these emails. Is 50 meg a bit, and I'm on kilobits. I can't do nothing with this. It takes
These people
45 minutes
they
for me
don't
to
know
look at
what
the
you're talking
picture.
about. They don't know what you're talking about. These
Oh
folks
yeah.
don't know what.
They
So,
know about kilobits and megabits and gigabits.
what does that mean in today's world from a tech perspective? So, for the younger people, I mean, I'm sure they don't care. It's not a big deal to them. They never used AOL, never understood dial-up, anyways. But for the rest of you who have been on the internet, like Net Zero, what was the other one? Is AOL, Net Zero,
Shoot,
man,
I think
Earthlink,
Yahoo did Yahoo have
Yahoo,
one?
Earthlink.
Yeah.
Like those were the OGs. And I just wanted to give RIP to AOL. We gonna miss you. You got a certain place in all our hearts. Do you remember? If you remember your AOL
Prodigy.
alias,
Yeah,
drop
yeah.
it. Drop your AOL alias if you remember.
But I still
I
got
think I
my
know mine.
AOL email account.
What?
Oh
That's
yeah,
crazy. I still
yeah.
remember my
All
screen
the stuff
name.
that I toss to everybody that I don't care for, mess with. None of that.
I
So, oh yeah,
think
you can get my at AOL.com. Huh? AOL? Yeah. Yeah.
they know you ain't checking that. The
Oh
junk.
yeah. I don't know. I check it once a month.
Oh
And
my God.
what I do is I hit one button, select all. Bye bye.
So I think if you remember your AOL screen name, drop it in the comments. I think mine used to be like my school name, Bala Girl 22, if I'm not mistaken. It's so stupid. So dumb. And I think I had two of them.
Yeah,
I
but
had
imagine
one
that
that was
being your email that you use for your resume and LinkedIn and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, what's your contact? Yeah, ballergirl22 at AOL.com. Ballergirl22? Well, yeah, back in 2000.
and I think
Is it all his names? Exactly. That's everybody else. Everybody's doing that. 69.
and I think my other one was like my initials and then like I think it was like something dumb. I think I had one that might have been like a Tweety Bird or something like that, something stupid. But shout out to AOL. It was probably one of the last semblance of being able to have the internet with a level of, I don't want to say kiddiness, but kind of, because MySpace like kicked it up a notch. When we're talking about like social media, it got a little spicier when we got up to the MySpaces and the Black Planets and all those other platforms.
That's a real tender right there, Black Planet.
Yeah. You don't know what it is, just Google it.
Everybody's names was
Man.
69 on Black Planet.
Crazy. I can't believe everybody for so long.
I hope I killed my page on there. I don't know. I ain't never looked back after.
Oh, you on that T app then? They go to your Black Planet page. It's crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's see. We're only gonna do a couple more. I'll ask you what you want to do. Do you want to talk about negotiating layoffs, or do you want to talk about I don't think I want to talk about any of those actually. We'll just do, what do we got? 45. We'll do one more. I don't want to talk about the putting down the gun and fighting. I don't think I want to do that. So let's talk about, I don't know. I guess we could talk about the negotiating layoffs only. I'm not sure. We don't have to pull up a video. Drop some drip in the comments. Do y'all believe in negotiating layoffs? Like I there's a lot of things going on in the workplace right now. There's a lot of people being laid off. You got people complaining about different generations of people. You got clashes of how people are managing and so forth. I just found the negotiating layoffs thing kind of interesting, that people are basically saying you can negotiate when you're laid off. Like, you might not get more money, but you could do some other things. So you think it's worth playing the video? Looks like you're ready. I'm not going to sing the R. Kelly.
A lot of people do. That is simply signing the. If you get laid off, do not make the mistake a lot of people do. That is simply signing the severance agreement without trying to negotiate anything. Transition glasses seem like a great idea until the sun's coming in your window and you're wearing sunglasses inside. You might not always get told yes, but there is zero reason to not try to get a better package. I mean, they're not going to fire you for asking. You may not be able to get more money. You can always ask for another month or two of pay, but that might be really tough, as a lot of times layoffs are financial. But in the past, I have negotiated for extra months of COBRA payments so that I can continue to have insurance. I have negotiated to keep my laptop from a company after being laid off. I told them that it's the only computer I have. I'm going to need it for job searching, and I really don't want to have to send it back. They gave me permission to wipe it clean, prove it was wiped, and keep it. I think people are always telling you to negotiate your salary, but negotiating your severance is really the risk-free thing to be doing that people need to be encouraging more. During that initial layoff call, hear the news, ask your questions, whatever it is you have to do, wait for them to send you the severance package and information in your email, and then put together your response. Do not do it immediately on the phone. Wait and think about what it is you really need, you really care about, and make your points as to why. Make a few asks and you might get one or two. Make 0 asks and you are guaranteed to get 0.
So y'all thoughts, drop some drip in the comments. Do you agree with them? Do you disagree with them? I think I even ever thought, I've been laid off before, and I don't even think I ever even thought to ask for anything else. I was just so shocked. I think at first you're just so shocked that, that you don't even think about that.
Sound like some begging ass stuff to me. I can't get with. Well, you gonna give me let me get this computer. You know what? Oh, F me. All right, F you. And guess what? Go on and be better without them. That's what you do. You go be successful somewhere else because you have the skill set or whatever you need to do in order to make something shake. Half the time, when you in a layoff situation, they lining people up in a room or they lining people up online, and they essentially reading from a script, and then it's over with. You think you're gonna go back and renegotiate any kind of package? Go ahead and go and try it. I mean, the thing is that you're already in a beggar situation at that point, and he's basically saying, it's like going to a car wash and asking for an extra air freshener, or going to the going through Costco or something and getting that. Let me get another sample. Can I get one more? I didn't taste that quite yet. And this is how you get a whole burrito out of the Costco, dude. You're doing all that kind of stuff.
Some people don't care though of doing that.
Yeah, there's couth and tastefulness in some of this, and some people just have no shame.
You think it's shameful for them to ask? I don't know if I think
what
it's
in the
shameful
Costco
for
line.
them.
You gonna ask for 3 or 4 samples? Hell yeah. Give somebody else a chance. There's a little kid
Drop
right
some
there.
drip
You
in
over
the-
there
drop
putting
some
your
drip in the
toothpick in there
comments.
6 or 7 times for these little Vienna sausages. Little kid want to try Vienna sausage. They ain't gonna get one. You know what I'm saying?
Drop some
Exactly.
drip in the comments. Drop some drip. Y'all, do you think that that's begging in some way, shape, or form if you are going back as either scenario? Either
It's
go
not
back into
negotiating. It cannot be considered negotiating because you it ain't like you gonna unfire yourself. It's not like you gonna be able to get back anything. The leverage is all on the team, so it is begging. That's not negotiating.
You got a point there.
That is the point. I'm done. I'm glad. You know what I'm saying? Handshake. What up? Fist bump. All that.
Okay, so
Negotiation is there. Something that both sides want.
I would agree
You the
with
only
that.
one that
Actually,
wants something.
okay,
Can I
you
get
changed my mind on that. I would agree it is actually technically begging. So, anyways, drop some drip in the comments. But do y'all disagree with that? Have y'all ever actually negotiated your job back? I don't think that's impossible. I just never heard anybody do it. Let us know.
Nah, it's somebody made a mistake and put you on the list and you wasn't supposed to be. The thing is that you got skills, or you're in a job where people didn't know that they needed yet. That's all that would be. Whether it's mechanical, technical, health, administrative, like we fired Tom. Tom, the only person that knew the system. Oh shit. You're done. Somebody called Tom back.
That's what happened with
Tom was
X
like, you
when
know what?
Elon got rid of all
I
them
ain't
folks.
coming back. I'll be a contractor though, and you can pay me double.
Yeah. Okay, good. Story
Yeah.
time. Boom. I got a good story. A good one on that. I once worked for a company where they bought out another company. And when they bought out another company, they inherited like probably like 30% of their workforce. So they wanted to take the proprietary things that they own and
It's called
basically
legacy systems.
I'm trying to explain to other
Yeah,
people.
I'm over here
Okay.
giving context
And
to the
then
side.
they're gonna repurpose it to absorb it into their business. So like to rewrite it as if it's just part of their book of business, because now it is because they technically bought it. Okay. So when they did this, they had a system they needed to deprecate, aka get rid of, and they needed the information out of it because it linked to their HR system. So they need this information because they're going to keep a certain amount of employees. Plus, they have to keep, I think, like I don't remember what the,
You have to keep the records for an audit in
yeah,
many
I can't remember how long they
situations,
had to keep
especially
it.
public companies and all that. You got to keep records. If
Yeah,
you
they had to
got
keep it for so
companies
long.
that deal with the government, you're going to have to keep records. Deal with financial companies, whether you're public or private, you got to keep records for between 5 to 10 years minimum. In
And
some places, you
they
got to
dealt
keep
with some,
all of them.
yeah, and they dealt with
Insurance, all that.
some government stuff. So they had to keep it on keep record of it for so long. Well, probably 90% of the people who actually worked on how that system worked all quit because they were like, I'm not working for y'all. They quit. The people and they're like, oh, we want you. And they're like, I'm good. I don't want to work for y'all. They were going to make these people relocate about 2 hours away to keep the jobs too. So that's a big reason why people were like, I'm good. I don't know why y'all just didn't keep the office where we already lived at or whatever. So there was one guy who actually knew the system and he was literally retiring like 2 months before they were going to do the whole acquisition merging thing. And they're like, "Oh, well, do you want to stay on and like we could just retire you?" He said, "No, I'm gonna retire early." So he retired a little bit earlier than he was going to. And so he was the only person who knew. So they had to pay this man like $100+ an hour as a consultant because he was the only person who knew what to do with it. He worked the hours he wanted to. I think he worked like 11 to 2 or something like that, like 4 days a week. And he
Remote.
made like, yeah, he wasn't coming in nowhere. He had, when you talked about like leverage, for example, that's why I wanted to bring this up. He had all the leverage. And so when I finally got to talk to him, like, yo, like, and he told me, he was like, I told them, I'm not gonna do this for free. Pay me. They're like, well, how much you want? He like, how much you got? He said, so I can start throwing numbers out. All right. So
That's a real
I didn't care.
negotiation right there. Like,
I
what
said,
in that case, what number can he not say no to? That's what that's the difference that it makes. And they
he
were
said he
gonna
had to
have to
go.
pay a consultant $100 anyway, probably 150 when it comes to something like that.
I think he was making like 150 hour, but he and this
Yeah.
was years ago. This wasn't even like present day.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, he's like, I go get my grandkid. My grandkid doesn't go to daycare or whatever. So I just will retire, me and my wife. And so I figure,
He worked during nap time. That's
yeah,
what that is.
he worked during nap time. I never seen a kid, but you know, he was
You ain't going
cool.
to. Kids
He
sleep.
was cool. Yeah, he was cool. But
Yeah.
yeah,
You
like
say
so
11 to
just
3.
know.
Yeah, that's a good nap time
Yeah, it
hours.
was literally like 11 to 2, 11 to 3 or something like that every day. And then I was like, you know, I don't want to go outside your hours. She's like, I don't mind you. Like, it's fine. You can contact me. I'm thinking, yeah, you paying me $150, $200 an hour. You can contact me too.
Right.
Call
Meanwhile,
me.
he going
Call
in
me.
just putting in some old Fortran commands or something like that into some old system in the back. And then he going about his day drinking coffee. But
Crazy.
nobody understands. Many of our financial systems are on very, very archaic.
Oh, like if you know Cobalt, man, listen.
Yeah, there you go.
Man,
Yeah.
listen, if you don't take nothing from this, you ain't got nothing to do with your life, you just wondering what to learn, go learn Cobalt. I nap during work time. That's funny. Go
We ain't
learn
talking about
Cobalt.
getting fired. The
Yeah,
baby was napping
the
during the
baby was
work time.
napping, not him.
He was
Oh,
getting paid. She
So the
probably
last
did take a nap, to be for real. Wasn't
he
nobody
probably
gonna
was
stop
taking a nap.
her.
He
Yeah.
was super nice. And then he said after the merger happened, he said he was done. He was just, don't call me no more. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I'm done.
I wasn't there long enough to see. I actually didn't even see. I think I might have saw towards the end of it. I don't think I was there long enough. He was there after me. But the last topic I wanted to talk about is YouTube updated their their policies on what you can and cannot say on YouTube. Now, normally we don't talk about like stuff like that, but I think it's interesting and informative because from a technology perspective, it's setting a precedent. In the past, from my understanding, they've been much more stricter. So I would like y'all to go ahead and listen to this and let me know what y'all think.
Hey creators, Connor here. Today we're updating our advertiser-friendly guidelines for content with strong profanity in the first 7 seconds. These uploads will now be eligible to earn full ad revenue. 2 years ago, we updated this policy, and you gave us feedback about how we could do better. You told us we didn't do enough to explain the specifics.
That's
We
crazy.
published the changes in our help center, but didn't make a video to explain the changes in clear terms.
That you can't cuss in the
We may
first
have
7
even made a
seconds.
couple of popular reaction videos based on that very policy update and how we approached it. We continue to make efforts to be clearer in communications that meet you on the right surfaces. Let's get into it. So, previously, uploads with strong profanity in the first 7 seconds would not be eligible for full monetization and would have gotten the yellow dollar icon.
That's
You
crazy.
may be asking, why were we restricting usage of profanity at the start of content at all? And why are you removing restrictions now?
That's a good
So,
question.
some background. We introduced this guideline to align with broadcast standards. Advertisers expected ads on YouTube to have distance between profanity and the ad that just served. Those expectations have changed, and advertisers already have the ability to target content to their desired level of profanity. But it was hearing your thoughts on our policies that ensured we could make this
That's
change
crazy
better.
though.
And it's your feedback that helps us to identify where we should focus next.
Can you
So,
pause that real quick
on it.
before he gets into that? That's crazy, right? He said it's based on broadcasting standards, which means that if there was, let's say, a certain sport, right? Uh, and they're saying that based on those standards, that these words he's about to get into were previously not approved to say. So what I'm getting at is, in theory, if what he's saying is true, then if you were to watch a show on regular schmegular TV, the level of the words he's going to get into is fair game. Drop some drip in the comments what y'all think about this when he gets into his work.
For me, I think that it shows polish anyway when you can use other words. Just sometimes you use it for comedic value, et cetera, et cetera. But when you are mousing over a video, or when you previewing it on on your feed,
It
and
sounds like they
then
got
it might be a
problem.
kid, right? Or you might be on your television and you just looking at YouTube around with the family, and then you might want to click on it, you might not, but
Bleep,
then all of
bleep,
a sudden,
bleep, bleep, bleep,
yeah, you're
bleep,
like,
bleep,
well,
bleep.
dang. Right, like I ain't trying to click on this video anyway. So it can be distasteful for a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. So to me, that it makes sense as long as people were provided that information up front. Now if they didn't explain it specific to that, and you were just being demonetized and you didn't know why, then this is a good video for that.
There's a
So I'm
lot of that going on too. Like a lot of people, if you go on just any of the platforms, like people are getting demonetized for stuff and they can't really figure out why. But I think just to give some context about this video, like as creators and stuff, they give us like these types of videos to be like, hey, this is the update. Like they do. I think personally, I think YouTube and Google do a great job of updating when they have a new policy. The problem is understanding the actual holistic policy that existed before you entered the ecosystem. So these things are great. This is I commend them. I think they do a really good job with these videos, with the way they push certain things that are relevant to people. However, I don't think that there's a easy way to navigate how people are demonetized or have issues on their videos. They can't go to something similar to this and then troubleshoot what's going on. But we'll get into let him
Yeah.
explain in his video what he
I
means
mean,
by
to me, you can be as profane as you want to, but you're gonna miss out on marketing opportunities. And I mean,
know.
nobody said taking away your freedom of speech, but you might not have freedom to make money off of it. And
Well, not now, because this is what they're saying. Like before, what you said, yeah, but not now. Now it's fair game based on some of these
So
words
what
when
do
he
we
gets
mean
into
by
it.
strong profanity? Moderate profanity is words like
We have
asshole
to
or
show that
bitch.
screen.
Strong profanity includes
There we
words
go.
like fuck. I don't think we need to use more examples, but you get the idea. While you can now use these words in the first 7 seconds without impacting monetization status, it's important to note monetization will remain limited if you use moderate or strong profanity in titles or thumbnails. Additionally, you have to pick and choose your fucks carefully. Using strong profanity with high frequency, think about a compilation video of the best swearing from a character in a show, where it's used in most sentences in the upload. That high frequency usage remains a violation of the advertiser friendly content guidelines. Lastly, this is not a free license to use swear words in any context, and our community guidelines still apply to all content. We hope creators are excited about this update. My team and I will be reading through every comment you leave under this video, so let us know what you think.
Drop some drip in the comments. I thought that his F-bomb was very smooth. Very smooth.
no, it was telling he did it for effect, right? Where he's saying that some people use it, but these days, I'm just gonna be for real. Like it's in the workplace, it's in normal conversation. People doing it around their kids. I have seen kids talking like that with their parents, and the parents not batting the eye. Like hey, this is how they talk or are allowed to talk in the in the
classroom.
in the home.
Oh.
And some kids might have a certain disability too, that they just are unfiltered. And so I know of a family, they're not in the US, they're overseas, and the kid has a disability where she says what comes to mind, and she tries to to calm it down, but whenever she feels a certain kind of way, it's coming hard, heavy, fast from the Navy. You know what I'm saying? Straight sailor. And they so it's more so along the lines of that, but um it's part of the vernacular for a lot of different people these days. So uh your moral proclivities, if you will. Big words, big facts,
I think it's
big
just like I
data.
said, I think it's I think it's interesting because like I said, keep in mind what he just said. They align with broadcasting standards. So what I'm aligning here from from micro to macro is this applies when you start seeing the games that come on TV. Because before they used to bleep that stuff out. Like when they like somebody get hit, oh, you know.
Yeah, it was like the
You-
2-minute tape, but the thing is that
they ain't even gonna bleep it
keeping
no
up
more.
with, but they keeping up with with social media. Somebody posting it right soon after anyway. So right then, that whole thing. So the way the information is coming is too quick for them to try to use that as an excuse to hold tape. So yeah,
So
you gonna get
yeah.
it how you live. That's basically what's
Drop
being
some drip in
said.
the comments. Based on what Cash's page just said, like, do y'all think that that's not having couth? Do you think that it just times have changed? And based on that, your people shouldn't judge how your kids or how you behave more openly. That's definitely a more open. If you look at like a generational thing, right? Back way back, they would not talk like that in professional spaces. You would have to go to the barber shop. You got to go to the family reunion where all the adults are totally separated from the kids type of time. And even those adults, like it's way back in the day, it probably was like the women were over here talking about XYZ and the men were over there talking about XYZ. It was never like everybody smoking, drinking, and cussing,
Yeah.
together.
I mean, I heard from somebody, I can't remember where, but they said that it's a sign of intelligence to be a person that curses. People who use curse words are very intelligent individuals and all of that kind of stuff. I don't know if I believe all that. I mean, Chameleonaire was a rapper who he never used curse words in his songs,
That
and
don't mean
nobody
he
never
don't
even
cuss,
noticed.
but that
But
don't mean he don't
but
cuss. He just
but
don't
that's
cuss on his records.
well,
Just
I'm
like Will
just
Smith that
saying
said he don't kill people on his records, but yet he slapped Chris Rock.
he killed Chris Rock's manhood.
I'm just saying he don't. I never killed anybody on my records. This is the same guy that walked up. Talk about my boyfriend getting divorced on. Like you the same guy who was over there talking that mess to Eminem about violence, and then you did that in disrespectful stuff. So once
All
again,
right,
just
we're not
because
gonna
someone
do
doesn't
that.
do
He
that.
was in a dark place, a dark space. Now he likes pretty girls. Oh no, you haven't heard that song? Oh, okay.
I mean, didn't he
None of us
always?
have.
I mean, that's the same guy who came out with "Welcome to Miami," which was a bop. Shout out to that.
Benvenito, ami. Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, so I mean, like I said, I hear that I I think it's interesting that and we can end on this part. We live in a society. This is just the gems drip of the night. Late night drippy. I probably should be asleep. Okay. We live in a society where everyone acts like they're not a lot of times who they actually are. If you meet a real one, very rare. Everybody wants to wear this mask. Oh yeah. I agree with you. Let's go do this. But deep down, the real them is not. It's not that. So using this as an example, you know, Chameleonaire may not cuss in his raps. That don't mean he don't go home and cuss. Someone talk about, they don't just because you're out with them and their mom doesn't drink. That don't mean that sis ain't no wino when she get home. That does not mean that. And so I think authenticity is a two-way street, right? Some people are
You talking
authentic
about
because
that, but you pulling in like something called like professionalism too.
hold
Like I
on,
don't do that
I'm
at.
going
Okay,
down this
go
road.
ahead.
They're
Go
talking
ahead
about
then.
authenticity.
Cook.
There are some people who are authentic. They're them no matter where they go. That's what we like to call the real ones. Okay, that's what people are like. That's a real one right there. That's what they, whether that be true or not, that's what they mean by that. Like no matter where they are, no matter who's around them, this is them. But you can also be authentic in a sense of you are who you are, but outside the house, you're not giving that. You don't put yourself in spaces where you have to be fake about who and what you are. In my opinion, I think society has lost the art of those two things. In my opinion, because of social media, everybody wants to aspire to be the same look and goals as everyone else. So if that's true, then no one could ever be authentic. And I bringing this back to like a tech thing, the more we allow the perspectives being fed to us, being promoted to us, being embraced by us, the more it will shape what we think. And everybody will behave in that way. So, what I'm getting at with this whole video here is before the consensus was, and historically has been, the F bomb's been a no no. The F bomb's been a no no. And now, even in a professional sense, it can be seen as just straight up the latter of what I just showed, where authentically you don't care, you're who you are. That didn't matter for this.
He was
But
just very
those
passionate when he dropped that F-bomb in the middle of that meeting.
that's
He
person over
let
here.
everybody know he meant business.
But the person over here that used to wait to not have to go about maybe gaining followers, maybe getting recognition in that manner because they didn't need to. Now that opens the door of that. I mean, it's normalized. And so I just want people to just take that little tidbit of, as a society, what are we normalizing? What are we considering to be authentic? And what is the negative blowback by either opening so many doors or not having restraint? That's all I got. Hope that makes sense. Drop some drip in the comments. You disagree, it's fine. Drop some drip in the comments. You have a story, example. Also drop some drip in the comments if you have a video that we can bring up about any of the things we talked about today that you would like us to talk about further. Other than that, that is more than enough talking for me today. You got anything, Cassius Bay?
Yeah, I mean, you bring up some great points. As social media has emerged and the world becomes more and more global, F-bombs and all that kind of stuff don't mean anything to other cultures or other places that don't speak English. Or even if they do speak English, they speak a different type of English. So it's actually making us closer to being a global space or global presence than probably where some of us are probably going to be comfortable with, because you start losing your culture when you become one big pot. So that's one piece of it. And then you bring in the aspect of everybody being everything on one space. Now you got social credit instead of actual accountability or credit in itself. So if you don't act a certain kind of way, or like your social status is below a certain thing, now you need to have. How come you don't have 50 followers or more on your Instagram? Well, I don't really be on Instagram like that. Well, you know what? Because you don't have that, we're going to have to let you go from the job. You need at least 50 people following you in order for us to feel like you're correctly providing value to our brand, because everyone on our team has at least 500 followers, and you're not being a great participant in
I mean,
showing the brand.
that's how the brand deals work anyways, from what I understand. So
Yeah, well, yeah,
shout out to brand
that
deals.
gives you leverage. But it could work for being, John the plumber too, because we use
Aaron
this for
Plummer.
advertisement. And if you not coming out here with all the followers, you're not showing people on social media how you get down in your day-to-day life, and people following you so they can call you for some jobs, then we can't have you here. We need people who are going to codify the brand, that kind of thing, right? Your brand is
Go
you,
along,
but
get
people
along.
can hop on your brand in order to make, move, or sell, right? So that's how it goes.
Yep.
And I'm done.
So that's all I have, y'all. Drop some drip in the comments. Appreciate y'all taking this late night to drip with me. Shout out to Plain Dame. Hoping he'll be with us next weekend. Maybe, maybe not. He might have a party going to next weekend, so I can't vouch for him. But who knows? I might even hop on this live stream again sometime this weekend. We'll see. I got some spicy debate if I should drop it. Drop some drip in the comments. Y'all want me to go live tomorrow? Straight up. It'd be probably a little more on the comedic side because crazy. So anyways, appreciate y'all dripping with me, dripping with Cassius Pay. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment. Make sure you share it with 2 people you like, someone you don't. Doesn't matter to us because you never know what they like and what they don't like. Appreciate you. Check out everything below, and we'll catch y'all next Friday with that late night drip.
Scroll the feed while the city sleeps. Stories run deep, but we sow what we reap. Jim's got the mic and Dame's got the flow. Late night drip with the glow we throw. Drip drops under neon sky. Breaking it down with no disguise. Join the fam, the squad is